Today's lesson is about complete and incomplete sentences. A complete sentence has one or more verbs, as it says right here, and one or more subjects. One or more subjects and one or more verbs. Let's begin. Susan cleaned the house. Who cleaned the house? Susan. So Susan is your subject. What did Susan do? She cleaned the house. Okay. Now this whole phrase goes together, but the verb is just the word clean. The house is information that complements the verb. If I say that Susan cleaned, I need to tell you what she cleaned. Next, John and Peter celebrated and enjoyed their first day off. Who celebrated and enjoyed their first day off? John and Peter. That's your subject. Now over here, Susan is single subject. John and Peter is double subject. Now, what did John and Peter do? They celebrated and enjoyed their first day off. All this goes together, but the verbs are only celebrated and enjoyed. And their day off is information that complements the verbs because that's what they celebrated and enjoyed. And so 2 subjects, 2 verbs. 1 subject, 1 verb. Okay? Now, don't be confused. Some people think if a sentence is very short, it's incomplete, and if it's long, it's complete. Wrong. The length of sentences does not determine whether a sentence is or isn't complete. What determines if a sentence is complete is whether the sentence has at least 1 subject and 1 verb. If it has those 2, then it's a complete sentence. Next, Rose and Cindy went to the park and played basketball. 2 subjects, Rose and Cindy. Who went to the park and played basketball? Rose and Cindy, that's your subject. What did they do? They went to the park and played basketball. These 2 sentences have 2 subjects and 2 verbs. But the verbs over here are together because both these actions have to do with their first day off. This verb is separated from this verb because went has to do with the park and played has to do with the basketball. So they're separate, but there's still 2 subjects, 2 verbs, 2 subjects, 2 verbs. My sister told me a bad word. Who told me a bad word? My sister. What did she do? Tell me a bad word. Over here, if you notice, the word told needs this information right here. If I say my sister told me, it will be incomplete. I need to tell you what she told me. So certain verbs depend on more information. Other verbs don't. For example, Rose relaxed. I don't need to tell you nothing else. As if I say my sister told me, I need to tell you what she told me. Or Susan cleaned the house. If I say Susan cleaned, I need to tell you what she cleaned. But if I say Rose relaxed, there's no more information needed. So the sentence is very short, only 2 words. Remember, don't think that this is not a complete sentence because it is. It has a subject, Rose, and it has a verb, relaxed. Who relaxed? Rose. What did Rose do? Relax. So there you have a complete sentence. Next, we have a new car. Who has a new car? We do. And what do we have? A new car. Now over here, if you notice, there's no action. So I had to say, what do we do? I can't say that. So I have to say, what do we have? A new car. There's no action. However, you still have a verb, which is have. So not all verbs show action. Clean shows action. Celebrate, action. Enjoy, action in some way. Went, action. Played, action. Told, action, because you're talking. Relaxed, there's not really much action. You're just there doing nothing. Have, there's no action. We have a car, a new car. I have green eyes. There's no action. I have money. There's no action. But have is still a verb. How do you know if there's no action if a word is a verb? Well, if the word can be conjugated or changed to the past or the future, then it's a verb. We can change the word have to had. We have a new car now, or we had a new car before, that's the past, or we will have a new car in the future. So if you can change have to had or will have, that means it's a verb. Next, the table is ugly. What is ugly? The table. That table is the subject. Is the verb. Now again, there's no action. The water is clear. There's no action. She is a woman. There's no action. You still have a verb, which is. And how do you know it's a verb? Because you can change it to the past. You can say the table was ugly or the table will be ugly. And and also remember, not all the time, but usually the verb comes right after the subject. The verb comes right after the subject. The verb comes right after the subject. Verb after the subject. Verb after the subject. Verb after the subject. Verb, not always, but most of the time. So that will help you figure out what the verb is. Next, give me that. That's a command. Please dig in. Command. Don't go, please. Command. When you have a command, the subject is you. When the subject is you, it might be omitted. Omitted means you don't need to say it. We assume we know it's you. So you, give me that. I don't need to say you. But the subject is you, because who's going to give me that? You. And what are you going to do? Give me something. What are you going to do? Dig in. What are you going to do or not do is go. So they all have a verb and they all have a subject. Therefore, they're all complete sentences, even if they are short. So an incomplete sentence is called a fragment. And remember, an incomplete sentence, it's not when it's short or small. An incomplete sentence is when the sentence is missing a subject or a verb or information that is needed to make it a complete thought. Clean the house. Who cleaned the house? We don't know. It's missing the subject. John and Peter on their first day off. What did they do? We don't know. It's missing the verb. While I was talking with you, what happened? It's an incomplete thought. So while I was talking with you, the phone rang. Or while I was talking with you, my mom came. It needs more information to be a complete thought. Susie vacuuming the carpet is missing is or was. If you notice over here, it says was talking. These two verbs go together. Was is helping the verb talking. Vacuuming needs a helping verb, so it's missing. We need either Susie is vacuuming or was vacuuming. So this is incomplete. It has a subject, Susie. It has a verb, vacuuming, but this verb needs the other part of the verb. Now, if you notice over here, this has a subject. Who was talking with you? I was. And what was I doing? Talking with you. So it has a subject, it has a verb, but the word while makes the whole phrase incomplete, the whole clause incomplete. If I didn't have while, then it would be a complete sentence. I was talking with you. It's complete. If I said while I was talking with you, it's incomplete because it needs more information to be a complete thought. Rosa gave me. Gave me what? This verb needs information that complements the verb. If I say Rosa gave, I have to say to who and what. And even though you have a subject, Rosa, and you have a verb, gave, this verb depends on more information, and that makes this an incomplete sentence. So there you go. We're done. And what you need to do now is go to my Google Classroom and click on the link titled Complete or Incomplete and take the quiz to know if you learned what a complete or an incomplete sentence is. And remember, the size of the sentence doesn't determine whether a sentence is complete or not. To know if a sentence is complete, you need a subject at least and a verb at least, one of each, and make sure that it's a complete thought, that all the information necessary is there to make it a complete thought.